ever imagine walking into a workshop or something and you want to complete a project or whatever, and you say to the guy who's running the shop there, it's like, I need a 3mm wrench, or a 30 or a 12mm wrench or whatever. And the guy says, no, we don't have metric here. It's like, yeah, but I need some metric wrenches to tighten this down. He's like, no, we do not have metric. We keep it out of the shop. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. All right, well, what about flathead screwdrivers? No, only Phillips. We only have Phillips head screwdrivers. It'd be ludicrous to think of such a thing. It's like, what? All you're doing is shooting yourself in the foot by saying that you are keeping certain tools out of the shop and you only have certain tools. Yet this is exactly the dietary strategy that almost everybody adheres to whenever they want to, quote, clean up their diet or something. They're like, we don't eat that kind of food. We don't eat, processed food. We don't eat grains. We don't eat dairy. We don't eat nuts. We don't eat whatever, And yeah, sometimes it's warranted, if you've got a peanut allergy, well, you're better off not eating peanuts, But a lot of times, this is the strategy. A healthy diet, a lot of times you talk to guys, or people rather, and they say, well, what's your diet like? And they'll tell you what they don't eat. It's like, what's your diet like? I don't eat, X, Y, and Z. That's not a diet. Your diet is not what you do not eat. Your diet is what you do eat. Your diet is based off of what you do eat. And I'm from the school of thought where the more options you give yourself, the more potential you can have. Because like food, or like tools, everything has its use. It's just knowing what the use is and then using it appropriately. However, some things, of course, you use sparingly. I have tools, I have a chain whip in my toolbox. I use it like once every few years. It has one function. It takes the cassette off the back of my mountain bike. It's worthless otherwise. But when I eat it, it's the best thing in the world because there's no way I'm getting that thing off without cutting my hands up and everything otherwise. But food is exactly the same. When you limit yourself and saying, I don't eat food X, Y, and Z, you're literally like saying, well, I don't just use those tools. But sometimes you may want them. Sometimes you may need them. And if you limit that and you say no, then you're screwed. My diet, I like to call it the highly inclusive diet. Include anything and everything that I want and need. My diet is not based off of what I don't eat. My diet is based off of what I do eat and what those things will do for me, the benefits that they have. Because you can look at everything in a negative light. You pick up carrots, for God's sakes, and be like, oh no, high glycemic index. Wait a minute, they've been washed in a factory and blah, blah, blah. You could look at this thing in a negative light, and all you're doing is, it's a negative ninny kind of thing. It's just, you'll never be happy, you'll never be satisfied. And a healthy diet is never about taking things out, it's about putting good things in. And if you have things in your diet that are really, really good and beneficial, the stuff that isn't going to do you much good, it just gets shoved out. It's not something you have to fight against, because that takes way too much energy. Thoughts down below. Till then, be fit, live free.